What up, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Princess, SoundCloud, SoundClick? It's your boy Tom202 coming at you one more again on a Saturday morning. Man. Okay, so last night I went to see Downsizing. And when I was going in, some lady was coming out like, oh, this was worse than Transformers. So I was like, oh, I'm early. I'm going to go exchange my ticket and go see Jumanji. Because, I'm a Jumanji fan. But while I was waiting for Jumanji that started at 10, I was like, you know what? Let me just, Downsizing just started. Let me just go in there and just look. If it's okay, I'll stay and roll out. So while I was, I got in there. The movie had already started. I got to all this part and stuff like this. And it is what it is what it seems to be, but it's really not. Now, you guys know that I'm a lightweight conspiracy theorist, tinfoil hat, I guess that's what they call them, but I'm not really on it as much as other people. Like, I don't go in like a lot of other people, but I like to say what I think is going to happen. And I always tell people, listen, how do you tell somebody or tell the masses that something is going to happen without causing a panic, a stampede, mass robberies, mass shootings and murders, disruption of the financial system, and, just all-out anarchy and mayhem? How do you do that when you know there's going to be a world event that's just going to be the total destruction of everything pretty much? How do you do that? You put it in a movie. You get actors to be cute. You get people to talk about a subject within a subject, a subset within a subset. And you smear over it, for all you Jewish people, smearing. You smear over it, and you put it in there, but you're like, nah, but we don't want to talk about it too much. But it's in there. That's how you do it. Or you just blatantly put it all over people's face, like a lot of these alien movies that we've been getting for the last, like Ridley Scott for the last 30 years. All these alien movies, and now we have these large booms that's been heard all over the world. That's because these aliens are actually on our planet, and they already have been. Not that particular alien, but who's to say it's not that particular alien? But now we have UFOs being sighted by airplanes, and this has been happening. It's been recorded in the Bible, in the book of Ezekiel, the first book. Just read it. He talks about how he saw the spaceship. So anyways, but the Downsizing, what they're talking about, really, what this movie is really about is, okay, they try to, once again, smear. They try to get this cute couple, midlife crisis type of thing. We're having problems with our finances. I want to do stuff for my wife, who I love for years. We don't have any kids. We're having some problems. I have a decent job. I'm an occupational therapist. She does whatever in the hell. But I want to do it for her because I love her. And, we've been married for 30 years or whatever the crap. Basically going after middle America. The guy's an occupational therapist. That's a decent job. This is not a poor person. These are people who live in middle America, and that's who they're angling this after. And his name is Sophronic. But nonetheless, so they decide to go ahead and get downsized. Now, he decides to do this for her, because they're in a home right now and they're struggling. They could just downsize and just get a smaller home. They could just get a freaking apartment. But no, we want to go from our home to being 5 inches tall. That's what we Because if we're 5 inches tall, for one, the ants won't come and kill us. That's not going to happen. A bullet ant just isn't going to come out of nowhere. a carpenter ant, a carpenter ant is just not going to just run up and, a couple termites, a wolf spider, meh, jumping spider. No, none of those. House spider, brown spider, any of those large arachnids, they're not going to pay us no money. They're not going to pay us no mind. And when they mention bugs in here, they mention harmless ones. Dragonflies, mosquitoes, ones that usually don't pay us any mind, but mind you, mosquitoes do poke the hell out of you. So there's that. When you're at 5 inches, that's pretty much dead right there. But nonetheless, they mention bugs, but they don't mention the predator bugs that hunt, messing with us now. So nonetheless, oh my God, so they downsize you, right? You're 5 inches tall. They also mention that a procedure, can kill you. If you have metal in your teeth when you're downsizing, your whole head will explode. But nonetheless, so they go through the downsizing thing, right? This where the wife is like, I should have been thinking about myself. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm bailing on you. It's like, wait, what? What do you mean you're bailing on me? She's like, no, I should have been thinking about myself. Look, she was going to go through it because I have to cut all your hair off. Notice she has one eyebrow. All her hair is cut off because they have to cut all your hair off. Legs, facial, genitalia hair, everything. Nonetheless, so she's like, I'm not going to do it. Don't be mad at me. But this chick is running around with one eyebrow. She's like, I'll grow it back. She couldn't do it because she was thinking about her and her family. So this basically, they get divorced and he has to sign over everything. Now, listen. $1 is $1,000 in Leisureland is where they go, okay? $1 is $1,000. So they have, with net worth of 100 and some odd $1,000. So that equates to like $12 million. So when he gets small, they have this huge mansion-like house, but his wife is like, I'm not doing it. So he's in this house by himself. So he decides, you know what, I'm divorcing this chick. She left me. Long story short, he has an apartment now, which is what they really should have downsized to in the first place. It's just get a freaking apartment. Don't go 5 inches tall, but nonetheless, the real message in the message is not the freaking downsize. And listen, they even try to throw that in there. Oh, we're doing it to save the planet. And this guy right here is a real smart ass. He's downsized. But this guy is a black market dude. He did it for the money. He did it to make money. He's explaining to this numbskull that, listen, we're really here because you can get rich down here. He's like, we're not here because we're saving the planet. He's like, that's a bunch of nonsense. See, the real message in downsizing is global warming. And at this time, global warming has come to to its hilt. It's come to its apex, and it is what happened is there have been gases that have been released in Antarctica, and it's melting the polar ice cap at a severe rate simply because of human beings and what we've done to the planet. So it's a message within a message, but the real message is it's global warming. It's like that 2012 movie. That's what's really going on here with downsizing. So downsizing is supposed to be a fix to our global warming problem because everything is small. You're small, so your consumption is small. You're only 5 inches, you know what I'm saying? So your consumption is small. Everything you do is small, yada, yada, yada. But the real thing is, this is when he takes some drugs at a party and gets lit. But the real thing is, even if we were small, we still multiplying and multiplying. Now, of course, you're 5 inches small. It'll take you a lot longer to affect the earth, but then eventually you'll do it. But I say we'd probably get wiped out by the real lords of this land, which are the bugs. They'd wipe us out in a heartbeat if we were 5 inches small. There's no doubt about that. There are 800. There are 800 classified species of spiders. There are 800 other classified species that we don't even know about. Let's not even talk about cockroaches, which eat anything, including us. We're not going to talk about flies like the bot flies that like to stick their, eggs inside a human so the human can eat them. We don't. We won't talk about. I mean, there's so many predator bugs out there that if we were 5 inches small, we would be in a world of hurt. We're already in a world of hurt as it is when it comes to these things. And we can't get bed bugs out of our house, but that attack humans. But nonetheless, we want to be 5 inches small because bed bugs won't pay us no mind then. Like, get the hell out of here! This is crazy. But that's the real message. It's the global warming. He meets an Asian chick. He falls in love with her. They sail to. Go see the movie. Just go see the movie. But that's what it's really about. Like I said, how do you tell a bunch of people stuff that is happening without causing a stampede? So you get all of this. Once you get into it, you figure out what's going on at towards the middle. Once they get past all the floofy, this is where she's telling me you're worth $12 million in Leisureland. It's just a bad idea. But like I said, the real information is what they're really talking about is global warming. And they're talking about how to play. And you notice none of this is actually in the trailers. When they really get down to it, it's not even in the freaking trailers. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not the real subject. They just want you to focus on this everyday guy that is having a midlife crisis with his wife. He's married. He's a good guy. They want you to focus on this good guy and his meaning of life. And then towards the end, they start talking about how the world is going to crap simply because of what humans have done to it. And the world itself is righting the wrongs that what humans have done and is calling on a reset, which incidentally has already happened a couple times on the planet, where at one time only 2,000 people survived. But at that time, there wasn't almost 8 billion people on the planet either. Nonetheless, there was a lot more than 2,000, and they were scattered all over the planet. We also know of the time of Noah, and people can prove that that really did happen, where the flood came, boom, instant reset. And every single continent has talked about a major flood, so it wasn't just, the people who lived near the Mount of Ararat, where they found Noah's Ark. Okay, so every continent. So there's a real underlying issue that they're talking about, and a lot of us don't really care because we don't really want to pay it any mind. But the fact is, we all should care because it's happening. The question is, what do we do about it? That's the question. And this is some scientifical, far-sighted answer that really would suck. So that's what downsizing is about. I didn't get to see Jumanji. I will. But for you nerd ballers out there, I'm not telling you to go see it. I'm telling you to think about it. It's your boy Tone 202.